With only days left to finish my monster, I need to activate my super ADHD last minute mode. When I sculpted this nightmare, I made 3 small indents inside the mouth, with the intention of placing some skulls from the Citadel skull kit, making them appear as if they were fused into the flesh of the monster's maw. Making the teeth, on the other hand, was a bit of a disaster. What I came up with was using the tooth to glue a small ball of fresh milliput into the mouth. I then glued the tooth in place into the little donut. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than some of the other failed attempts. It's going to be a pain to paint, but I think it will look appropriately demonic. So far, when showing this to people, the most common reaction I've received is, "It looks good, I hate it." So let me know in the comments if I managed to make you uncomfortable with this. If it does, I will know I've done well. So with my monster done, all I need to do is finish the posh, noble woman riding this abomination. So I gave her a bit of a cleanup, neatening up the work I had done last time. Once she was all clean, I needed to mount her atop her terrifying steed. Right here. It will be easier to work on her once she's in place, so a little glue and my 2 models became 1. Nice. I then used a pencil to mark out where the noble lady's dress would drape down over the monster. With the markings all done, I roughly laid out the dress and started the long and chaotic process of shaping it to look like draped fabric. This is an imperfect process. I added and sculpted, trying and trying again. I simply did what I felt was right, and kept trying until it worked. Here I added a sausage of milliput in an attempt to create a fold. I blended one side of the fold, where the other I rolled under itself. I then cut out a chunk, furthering the illusion of layered fabric. Here I made a raised fold in the hopes it would add some movement to the otherwise flat dress. I filled the cavity with more milliput so it would better hold its shape, before smoothing the outside. Then I came to the right side. For those who watched my first attempt, this was the side I struggled with. And I still struggled. But that is why we try things, and try again. I needed to add a lot of milliput, but in the end, I was happy. I then cleaned up the edges and any bits I felt needed more attention. And it was done. I was and am over the moon with how this turned out. After a small sand and paint, I think it will look perfect. Now this is where a normal person would stop for the day and upload this video. But I had asked the ADHD to kick in and save me from my deadline. And ADHD is a monster that does not like being told what to do. So I glued the arms on. First, this fan arm, because one of my Monster Bash prompts is a fan, and this bit from the Villagers kit just seemed too perfect not to use. And the next with a raised arm, also from the Villagers kit. I think it's meant for holding a basket of laundry, but it's perfect for what I need. I then made a hook out of wire and superglued a piece of plastic rod to the base. And after that was done, I added a length of thin jewelry chain. But why are the hooks just sitting on his head? Well, I am glad you asked. I use even more milliput to sculpt some stretched skin over the hooks. Once it was blended in, I tried to make it look like the skin was being torn and ripped open as the dignified woman tugs on the chain. Now I really wanted to say she was done, but my noble's dress wasn't noble enough. She needed some puffy shoulders. So I needed more milliput. To be honest, I had no plan for this. I just kept telling myself, make it pointy, make it fluffy. And I think it worked. The last thing I was going to do today was attach the monster to its base. Annoyingly, my drill bit is in metric. My wire is not. So after drilling the holes, I took a piece of wire with a sharp tip and used it to make the hole fit perfectly. I then used a dab of black paint on the wire to mark out exactly where I needed to drill the holes in the base. After drilling and filing the base, I used a pencil to mark out where the feet and hand would sit. I put out some baking paper before gluing because the last thing I wanted was to glue my almost finished project to my cutting mat. And my paranoia was immediately vindicated. With the base attached, I was finally done. I still need to do her head, but after the success of the dress, I have decided to go all out with her hair. Like and subscribe if you want to see how that turns out. For now, I'm very happy. With only 5 days to go, I need to start painting if I want to finish by the 1st of November. But I'm feeling confident, 'cause why not?